welcome back to the channel, guys. We've some massive news on the way because I browsed on X, and if you want someone to browse on X for you to get all the important news that's happening all around crypto and Bitcoin, just subscribe and like the channel and you have your personal X browsing bot that gets you the most important news, so you don't have to browse X all day. I'm gonna do it for you. So without further ado, we go into CoinMarketCap at first. We look how the stats are. We have altcoin season not even slightly loading. We are far away, and the Fear and Greed Index is at 57. That means that the bull market isn't over yet, in my opinion. We're gonna look at some news and some people talk about that today, because some expect to have a bull market cycle top at in about 70 days, so end of October, and some say that it's gonna be in December. So let's head into this. First of all, I'm trying something new. A lot of channels promote some projects that they think that are going to be successful in the future. And one of those channels is, of course, Altcoin Daily. If you don't know these guys, they have one of the largest channels on YouTube, and they know a lot of stuff, I guess. And here is their top 10 list for the coming bull run. Of course, Bitcoin at the top. We know these. Tau, Bitensor, it's an AI coin. Ondo for RWA. Chainlink as an Oracle. Cardano as the big platform with a lot of good news with Bitcoin operating system and the recent Midnight rollout. Sui, the new contestant for largest layer 1 blockchain. It's a brilliant project. Even Charles Hoskinson from Cardano says it's awesome. VeChain, what is really cool, I really like Altcoin Daily putting VeChain in this list, because VeChain is an awesome project, and we're going to talk about it today because they have some really good news. And XRP, yeah, I don't like XRP. I made a video about it, why I don't like it. It's pretty much centralized and all pre-mined, and the Ripple Foundation holds almost all of it, and they sell all the tops, they buy all the bottoms. Shady stuff. You could write a comment if you disagree with me. Maybe you convince me to buy XRP, but I doubt that. Honorable mention, Propi. Small project, Supra, really small project. I've made a video about Supra, you can look it up on my channel. Supra is a really, really awesome project, and keep an eye on that. Maybe it will go into this list soon, because they are doing awesome work and they're building like crazy. But it's very new, so one crucial mistake and this thing is over. And of course, Binance Chain, which had a really nice run-up recently. If we look at the Binance chart, it looks really, really good. Holy moly, that looks good. All right, so if you don't know what to invest in, maybe you can take this list as an orientation. We go further. This guy bought 500 million worth of Bitcoin and 500 million worth of Ethereum yesterday. You know who this is? That's BlackRock Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock. The largest asset manager in the world is buying like crazy. So all the markets are dropping. If we go back to CoinMarketCap, we see that in the last 24 hours, this is pretty much, most of it is in the reds. A few projects are doing quite well, like Mantle or OKB. So Mantle, another layer 1 project, and OKB is the native currency from the OKX exchange. Flare is another Oracle. And all these others are doing, well, slightly well. Monero is a privacy chain like Midnight. Midnight will maybe take its place in the future. But so much of that. So everyone is selling, BlackRock is buying. Maybe they know something. We go further. Just in, Midnight Foundation CTO Sebastian Gilmour visits Google's office to share Starstream, Midnight, and Halo 3. So the guy from Midnight is in the Google headquarters for talks about post-quantum secure networks. Might be something hinting at mass adoption, or not mass adoption, let's go not too far. So Midnight might be a big player in the future, not only in the crypto space, but also in the post-quantum space. If you don't know what that means, We have quantum computing soon. That means that maybe a few blockchains will be absolutely crushed by this new technology, because most of the keys can be brute forced by quantum computers. And the crypto space is discussing this a lot since years, and they want to make updates to make the chains quantum secure so they can't be hacked. If you don't know, cryptography is the underlying technology of cryptocurrency, and that relies on computers being not strong enough to hack those. And once they are strong enough, we might have a problem. So we continue. Global M2s just hit a new all-time high. Bitcoin would follow. This is insane. So if you don't know this chart, that's M2 money supply. That means all the money that's around. And the Bitcoin chart is following this. This is a direct, perfect correlation almost. Look at how, when it goes down, it follows. And now this is the money supply that's going to come into Q3, Q4 of 2025. And if Bitcoin follows, we're gonna see some nice numbers. Let's see how it plays out. Next news. Breaking Alvada, subsidiary of 300 billion UAE sovereign wealth fund Mubadala, reports 150 million in new Bitcoin exposure. So another one buying. It's this time in the United Emirates, and this 150 million of Bitcoin buys, probably nothing. Let's go further. You make 5x, you want 10x, you make 10x, you want 20x, and so on. Guys, I put that in my bookmarks to remind you of something. Fear and greed are the most important drivers in the markets. If you have done 100x on something, please take profits. Guys, that's the hardest thing. I've been there. Not taking profits is the worst thing you can do. So when you've done 100x and you're not taking profits, sorry, you're an idiot. Even if it runs up to 500%, well, maybe you let something on the line, but at least you made 100x. If you don't sell the 500x, the coin might drop to 0 in the bear market, and then you have nothing. So control your greed, sell this time. If you're here the first time, remember, once you make solid profits, I'm talking about a 2x even, 5x, take at least some profits. If you're conservative, take your initial investment out and you're fine. Let's go to the next one. Altcoins versus BTC over the last 3 months. I put that in because it might be misleading. Though a lot of coins like this M meme coin, I guess it's a meme coin. Let's look it up. It's just called M meme core. Yes, it's a meme coin. And this one has the best performance of all coins. Does that mean you should invest now? Absolutely not. It had a run up of above 500%, or what is that? It's insane. If you put your money in now, you're pretty much the exit liquidity of all the people who made the profits. You're too late. Maybe it goes up a bit more. Well, then I'm wrong. But in 75% of the cases, leave your fingers off this. And all the others, we have Pengu and SPX. These are all meme coins. Of course, they perform better than Bitcoin. But in the long run, please always remember, in the long run. If you had put money in M here, congratulations, you're awesome. But if you put it in now, not the best thing. So it's always misleading. This looks so juicy, this looks so fine and delicious, but don't get misled by charts like this. Bitcoin is still the most solid investment you can do in the cryptocurrency space. And well, the smartest thing is at least a 50% Bitcoin exposure in all crypto portfolios. No financial advice though. We keep it up. Buy any crypto now, sell in December, thank me in January. Small post, but it comes from Carl Moon. And Carl Moon is one of the most successful crypto investors on this planet. Right now, he lives in Dubai and he's very successful. And he makes this prediction. He always says exactly as predicted. And maybe he is right another time. So, as I said in the intro, we might get a cycle top in December. He calls it. It may play out. Or we get one in October. Another dude is saying this, but I come to that later. Vivek Sun. Breaking. US Treasury Secretary confirms to acquire more Bitcoin in budget-neutral ways. We already talked about that. That's old news, I guess. But what's new, what's a bit misleading, and what caused a bit of chaos in the last days, we come to that later, because this was a bit different a few hours ago even, because they said they will not buy any more Bitcoin or acquire any more Bitcoin. But we come to that in a few minutes. Breaking. Trump advisor David Bailey completes merger and approved to buy $760 million worth of Bitcoin. Another 760 million. That's so much. It's so much money that's flowing into Bitcoin. It's a limited asset, and once we get the supply squeeze, we explode. BlackRock has just bought another 500 million. I already talked about that. I should remove that from, yes. I'm starting the Bitcoin cycle peak countdown. We're 997 days in. Halving math in history says the clock hits zero in a little over 70 days. So in 70 days from now, we have August the 16th. That's about October 25th. So this guy here says we hit a cycle top, and that's historic indicator, in October, and exactly the 25th of October. If that plays out, I don't know. And that's the problem. You can't hit the top. You have to play the cards that you have. And maybe it's smarter to wait until December, but it could also happen in October, the cycle top, and then something terrible happens. But usually Q4 is pretty bullish, and we usually make good gains in December. Let's go to the next one. Bitcoin. Has anyone else noticed that the topping price action 2021 looks exactly the same as the current price action? Yes, if you don't know Benjamin Cohen, he talked about that. I'm gonna look it up for you, because he made a video and it was called Dubious. That's one of his speculation. I love his videos. Dubious speculation. He just uploaded it 13 hours ago. He's talking about that. So each cycle played out the same. We get a drawback in September to the bull market support band, and then we get the year-end rally. And this guy is also seeing this, and it might play out. Well, it might play out. It might happen in December. It might happen in October. I also heard some people say it might go until March next year. We don't know. Be careful, guys. Take profits. Next one. Just in. Google takes 8% stake in Bitcoin miner TeraWulf as part of a $3.7 billion deal. So Google takes 8% stake in something that has to do with Bitcoin. And on the other hand, they try to censor all wallets that are non-custodial. It's so strange. They want control, nothing else. They just want control. Always keep that in mind. Bitcoin is about spreading the control over all of humanity, and these guys, the big ones, Amazon, Google, and Meta, they all want the power for themselves. So I don't know if this is good news or bad news. It's at least strange news. We go further. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the US will not be buying Bitcoin. Yeah, I talked about that. So this was the button that was pushed that caused the lag down of the last hours. So when this news came in, Bitcoin dropped. And that's the strange thing about cryptocurrency, guys. When one bad news comes, one terrible news, the market immediately reacts. In the recent months, we only had bullish news, and the price action was rather meh. It just went up slight, crawled to the upside. And when we get one bad news, everything crumbles to the downside like crazy. Sometimes pretty sad. So, as I said, VeChain news. VeChain Foundation is pleased to announce we recently became clients of Franklin Templeton, one of the world's largest asset managers with over 1.7 trillion in assets under management. So if we look at the VeChain price, there might be something happening in the future, because we have here the lows. We haven't done anything yet. We had the small run up earlier this year and in the last year, but it only went to 6 cents. And if you look at the all-time high, it's 23 cents, and we haven't done anything. And I've looked it up. There are good news. They have a new wallet system, a new staking system. Now this partnership, they are sponsors of the UFC, and Trump wants to have a fight in front of the White House, and then the VeChain symbol is in front of the White House, and the whole world is gonna see this. I guess VeChain will not stay there for long, but we have to wait. Let's go to this. Is a German post. Another funny thing. I don't like my government. I'm from Germany, if you don't know. Germany sold 50,000 Bitcoin in the summer 2024, and the price was about $60,000. Now we're at about 120. 50,000 Bitcoin, and they sold it. Yeah, I'm just mad. And right now, the German state holds nothing. I don't know. So, final thing for today. That's a bit smaller channel, and they have another list of coins. If you like those, let me know in the comments. We have Stellar Lumens, XRP, Alchemy Pay. These are all payment coins. So these are our payment systems, and they might be relevant in the future, because if the future is crypto, we need payment systems. And we have Wello, we have Quant. These are all payment systems, and if they play a role in the future, it might be a good investment. If people find other ways, we'll see, but this might be it. So let's do one bonus post. ADA is a moron trade, according to Raul GMI. What he means by that, and that's quite interesting for you, maybe as a newbie. Moron trade, he calls people look newcomers to the Bitcoin space. They don't look at the relevant things like market cap. They just look at the price. They see one Bitcoin is 170. Oh, I can't afford that. I can't afford one whole Bitcoin. Let's look what's cheap. Ethereum is too expensive also. And then they go down and they see Dogecoin. And then they think, wow, I buy Dogecoin for 22 cents. And then it one day will be $170,000. I'm gonna be rich. But they don't understand that there is supply and market cap ratio. And that determines the price. But the morons, as he calls them, will go into these coins. And ADA is one of those moronic coins. Because people see it's just $1. Well, I can buy hundreds of them. And if they go to $120,000, you know, it's a moron trade. It's a moron trade. People that are savvy in the space know that this has nothing to do with anything. The market cap is the only relevant thing. And the circulating supply. But people will think, hey, cool, that's coins, the coin's below $1, I'm gonna buy hundreds of this, and this will, of course, push the price to the upside. And if you're an early investor, you can profit from that. Alright, guys, I hope you like these videos. I'm gonna push more of them because I like making them, and I'm improving my English. That's quite nice, side effect. I've got nothing more to say. Love you guys, see you in the next one. Bye.